Hey guys, what's up? It's very windy here. Like really windy. The sky's going like it's weird weather today. Hey Mama 3. Hey Patty. Hey Dragon. Hey Lavender Lori. I was out a lot today, Lori, or I would have. Yeah, I was out a lot. Hey Melanie. I'm gonna read the rest of this. I said I would the other day, but I don't know, I got sidetracked with something. You're feeling cheeky? Hey Bella and Punky's mom. Hey Bryson's lab. Shit, really, Bryson? That's good news. Yeah. How'd you know? Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I need it today, you know? You scared me. You scared me, little girl. You did. You scared the crap out of me. You alright? The cats are acting all weird again. That's what they're breaking right now. You guys want to watch it? Because I actually am really interested to see. Uh, Can't spell. This is what you said, right? The Stockton serial killer? I just want to make sure I'm on the right thing. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Hey, Ricky. When is our wedding and divorce? Hey, Indigo Halo. My kid's outside. I'm just looking. Don't go too far, okay? It's late. Shit. I do. I have like dainty wrists. Like, look at that. I don't even know what the hell size that is. Very dainty. I'm like, look at very dainty. I've always had dainty wrists. Yeah. Very small. Your son says not again. Yeah, small wrists too. I'm gonna actually check this out. Justice for All is streaming the press conference, but I wanted to drop in and let you know. Yeah, we should take a look. It's crazy. Another serial killer. At least they're caught though. Oh, you're not late, Deb. I don't even know what the hell I'm doing tonight because Steve's not coming. Yeah, I don't even know how many. Like, it's really tiny. Big mouth, small wrists. They caught him with the gun. Um, I don't know. He's kind of whooped. He's gonna go have a nap, a couple hours nap. He's got something he's making for me, and it's not quite done yet. So just do it. I think we're gonna do it Monday. Three days ago. That's him. She kind of scared me. Is it live right now? The guy in California, Wesley 40. He looks like my friend Dave. It's actually really creepy. 2 a.m. this morning. Is he woken? Oh my god. I did jump. Yeah, it scared me. I know I'm in a very, very bizarre, weird, strange, fucked up mood today. Yeah, I am very that. Yeah, on the edge. I don't know. I'm tired. I'm happy. I'm sad. I don't know.
Developing tonight, Chicago police do not believe a string of murders there are connected to the Stockton serial killer.
However, Stockton police are still working with Chicago investigators and several other jurisdictions to find the killer. CBS 13's Laura Hafley was the first to report on the possible link. She joins us live in Stockton with more on the investigative process. Laura.
And we have confirmed with the Stockton Police Department that this is, in fact, a nationwide search. It's unclear just how many other jurisdictions they're in contact with, but we did get a chance to speak with a family member who lost a loved one to this violence, and she says she's comforted that Stockton is going above and beyond to find the bad guy.
I wish I was tried harder to tell him how much I love him.
Paul Yaw was ambushed and killed by Stockton's potential serial killer.
It makes me disgusted that this guy's just going around senselessly shooting people.
Marissa Yaw is Paul's cousin. The Yaw family hopeful detectives will find the killer after learning they're searching nationwide.
They're a task force, and we have the FBI involved now. It does make it comforting that they are trying.
We learned this week Stockton detectives connected with Chicago PD to investigate whether Chicago's 2018 Duck Walk killer was Stockton's killer, after video surveillance showed similarities between the suspects. CBS Chicago's Brad Edwards helped break the story you saw first on CBS 13.
It struck a chord this week when detectives in Chicago saw the video out of Northern California.
Chicago PD tells CBS 13 they are communicating with Stockton, but as of right now, they don't believe the two men are the same. Despite possibly ruling it out, experts say it's a clear example of how far Stockton is going to find their bad guy.
I would be searching through all of their case files.
Stockton's potential serial killer hasn't acted for 2 weeks. According to Cabrera, that's not unusual for a suspect like this.
He's going to let some time pass. He believes that no one's looking for him, and he goes right back to it again.
The investigation's national interest is what retired homicide detective John Cabrera says could break this case wide open.
Somebody might say, you know what, that reminds me of so-and-so, or a cousin of mine. There are various ways that these individuals can be stopped.
The Stockton Police Department will rely in part on ballistic evidence to try to connect any unsolved murder or crime to their potential serial killer.
Much more to come on this. Laura, thanks so much. And a reminder tonight, Stockton Police have set up a tip line dedicated.
He was caught though, right? So I need to find that. Hey, cool gamer. Hey, Blanca. Stockton has a lot of, bad crime as it is. Ooh, the Night Stalker, yeah. I was terrified to go to sleep. I remember, oh my God, Punky Brewster, that was my jam. That and Blossom, I used to have the same hat. Oh my God, it brings back memories. Oh crap, really? Yeah, I agree with that. I don't know. I'm just finding this out now, Ricky. They're in the middle of a press conference. I need to find it. Jeffrey fucking Dahmer. I don't need to see that right now. Okay. One day, 16 hours. One day. Oh, live. Come on. Fuck's sake.
Brownlee. Wesley. Wnlee is 43 years old.
Chief, you
Priors?
mentioned he was hunting. Are those words that came from the suspect?
No, those are not. Those are.
Can you speak to the value of the new Facebook group that has been working and mobilizing and culminating effort to contribute to this investigation, and also how you see that your role in continuing to secure additional tips and help to bring healing to the community?
I know my PIO, Joseph Silver, has partnered with them and has stayed in communications as far as it's been going back and forth. We'll have people, but it takes us all to solve the case. And we're very happy to see a group willing to come together and put a lot of time into it as well.
Chief, can you walk us through the investigative steps that led the investigators this morning to this guy's car, and how, what evidence we have to know that this is our guy?
I can tell you we have information that had got us to his place of residence. And at that point, we maintained eyes on that residence until he became mobile. Once he became mobile is when we started to continue following him until we eventually took him off. That he's posing a threat.
Do we know if this person suffers from any psychological condition?
That I do not know.
Has the police department had run-ins with him in the past?
I know he does have a criminal history. I'm not sure to what extent or with what agencies.
Can you speak to any possible motive?
That I don't know.
The firearm he used, is that firearm stolen? Does it belong to him?
That we don't know. Absolutely, it's a critical piece of evidence that will be processed.
Is he a long-term resident of Stockton, or has he been back and forth between Oakland?
I believe he has lived in addition to Stockton.
You know how long he's lived here for kind of continuous time?
No, I don't.
Are you able to tell us any connection, whether his residence or otherwise, to in Stockton where a lot of these killings took place in, near I-5 and the Calvary?
That I don't know specifically. I do know where he lived wasn't too far from one of our homicides.
Can you say which one?
He lives,
Are you able to speak to his mode of transportation? A lot of theories have been speculated as to railroad, vehicle, and foot, obviously. Can you speak to any of those details?
well, all we know is he was mobile in a vehicle, and that's all. We know part of his pattern and praying is at some point to get on foot.
Can you describe the vehicle at all?
No,
Chief, you said that you followed him until you are identifying that he was posing a threat. What exactly, was that? What was he doing that made you think he was on the hunt on this mission?
just his pattern were consistent with some of the patterns that we had seen were, around parks, around dark places, stopping, looking around, moving again. And at that point, we thought for the safety of the public, it was best to take this person off.
All right, thank you guys. That concludes our press conference today.
Thank you.
These images on the wall will also be on our page.
I missed where they picked him up. It was
Let's retry. That's right there.
Oh.
Yeah, I think so. Okay.
Okay, I think that was it. Unless you guys want to watch like the beginning of it. They caught him hunting for a victim last night. Holy shit. I'm glad they did. That's scary. That one name I had to laugh at. Like, where'd it go? Kramer. What? Serious watching this and I see that I'm like, oh my god. Wow. And now the chat's frozen. There we go. That's scary. Oh, thank you. Yeah, you've been with me for a long time. Very long time. I'm glad they did. It's just scary. He was so that's weird. I don't recall ever hearing about this one. So this shoots random people all in where he lives, I mean. That door, Leland? Leland! Huh? Oh, I heard the door open. I still want to, I thought it like blew open. Make sure that you lock it, okay? All right. I should really change the title of this. I don't even know what to call it. Sorry. There's a shop that sells them. That's cool. Hey, Crystal. Hey, Melanie. I'm just gonna see what else I have to say on this serial killer, because I did miss the beginning. Oh, it's 13 minutes long.
And grow business. This is a beautiful city. This is a city that each and every one.
Whoa. What happened, what usually happens, I try and play something and then I forget. Wow. Hey, Brenda. So, sorry, praise the Raverwood. Those path pass, path pass to fucking. I've done that. I'll fix it. What I was gonna say is, do you guys want to see like the beginning of this stream that was live? Because I missed it, like the beginning of it. I know I did miss the first part. So that's what I was trying to do, but my dumbass didn't share my screen and just muted myself and was watching it. Oh. Silent movie. Okay.
This is a city that each and every one of us.
This guy's like pissed too. Hold on. There, I'll play it from the beginning. As long as we can hear it. We saw you put on chapstick. Well, shit. Okay, I'll mute myself now and play it.
Call home. And we will not tolerate any acts of senseless violence. Those will be held accountable, and we will use every resource at our disposal to make sure the people of our city are protected and feel safe, and that no parent has to worry about taking their kids to a park, that nobody would have to worry about looking over their shoulder when they go to the grocery store, and that our unhoused population will be able to rest a little bit easier tonight as we take the next steps towards getting them help and healing in their life. So to the people in blue, to our men and women who serve this community, thank you. To the residents of Stockton, thank you. To the media, thank you. God bless you. God bless Stockton.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for being here. Before I begin a statement on behalf of the Office of the District Attorney, I'd like all of us to take a moment of silence for these victims. If you would join me. You know, the other day we saw an article in the paper that talked about serial killers in San Joaquin County. Some were not ours. They simply died at CDCR's facility and stuff. But the few that were ours, they wanted to emphasize that they had come to our community. But what they missed was that they all had been arrested, successfully prosecuted, and removed from the street. And that's what happened here. So we want to thank our partners in law enforcement, Stockton Police Department, Chief McFadden, thank you, Stager, all of them who have worked, their detectives, officers on the street, who have worked so hard and dedicated themselves to ensuring the arrest and apprehension of this suspect. We've worked with fellow local, state, and federal agencies who assisted in the capture of this suspect, Wesley Brownlee. I want to thank District Attorney Ron Freitas-elect, Chief James Boyko from the Bureau of Investigations, and a marvelous team from my office. Supervising Deputy District Attorney Caitlin Casey, Deputy District Attorney Janet Smith, and Elton Grau for their hard work and dedication, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, on this case and all the other cases that they handle. They're the most ethical, professional, hardworking people you could have the privilege of working with. Stockton, all of their resources were made available during the course of this. So thank you, City Manager. We appreciate that. Yeah, business community, our spiritual community. I couldn't go 5 feet in this community where people weren't saying prayers, that we find this individual and prayers for the survivors and families that have been so terribly harmed by this crime. I want to thank all of them, also those who contributed to the reward amount. In conjunction with Stockton Police Department, the San Joaquin County District Attorney's Office is committed to ensuring the safety of our community. My administration has been working around the clock to providing any necessary resources that the Stockton Police Department would need during the course of this investigation into these tragedies. My deputy district attorneys, who have been here all night, are reviewing the evidence, and they're working actively in partnership with the investigation to determine the charges that will proceed. The defendant, because I'm no longer ever going to say his name again, because he doesn't deserve to have a name. He doesn't deserve to be out there. So the defendant is what we're going to call him from now on. The defendant charges will be arraigned in court on Tuesday afternoon at 1:30. At the point after the arraignment, we'll have a press conference and announce the charges further with you. This is a very fluid and ongoing investigation. So we will be adding charges, but at this time, we have to bring the magistrate within 48 hours. That clock's running now until Tuesday to bring him in. We'll arraign him at that time, and we'll proceed to continue to assist with the investigation and also assist in healing our community. Our Family Justice Center, our doors are open, our victim witness services are available, and we're here to help. This crime was solved for Stocktonians because you don't come to our house here and not mobilize 350,000 people, 780,000 in this whole entire county, mobilized, and captured this individual who reign of terror is no longer. So I want to thank San Joaquin County, and particularly the city of Stockton, community members, activists, people in our faith-based community, businesses, and now we'll be rolling into the court. Thank them all for this opportunity to really bring home justice for these victims. At this time, I believe we'll open it up for questions.
Yeah, we'll take a few questions and we'll do our best to respond to the extent that we can respond.
I know you didn't want to say.
I'm sorry.
I too would thank all of our law enforcement partners, especially the brave men of the Stockton Police Department and the deputy district attorneys assigned to this case from the very beginning. Supervising Deputy District Attorney Caitlin Casey, Deputy Grau, and Deputy District Attorney Jan Smith. Our thoughts and prayers are with the victims and their families. And the suspect's reign of terror in our community has come to an end. As the incoming district attorney, I look forward to prosecuting him to the fullest extent of the law. Thank you.
I know you didn't want to say his name, but for us, to get it right, could you please say and spell the suspect's name for us? And where is he from?
And does he have a prior criminal record?
Name is Wesley Brownlee. That'd be W-E-S-L-E-Y. Brownlee, B-R-O-W-N-L-E-E. Is 43 years old and currently resides in Stockton.
Chief, you mentioned he was hunting. Are those words that came from the suspect?
No, those are not. Those are patterns of behavior.
Can you know the value of the new face that has been working and mobilizing and been called the trailblazing effort to contribute to this investigation, and also how you see them playing a role and continue to secure additional tips and help to bring home the victims?
I know my PIO has stayed in communications as far as information that's been going back and forth. But we're absolutely willing to have people. You know, it takes us all to solve these types of cases, and we're very happy to see a group of folks willing to come together and put a lot of time into it as well.
Chief, to the extent you can, could you walk us through the investigative steps that led the investigators this morning to this guy's and how, you know, what evidence we have to know that this is our guy?
I can tell you I have information that had got us to his place of residence. And at that point, we maintained eyes on that residence until he became mobile. Once he became mobile is when we started to continue following him until we eventually took him off, when we identified that he's posing a threat.
Do we know if this person suffers from any psychological condition?
That I do not know.
Has the police department had run-ins with him in the past?
I know he does have a criminal history. I'm not sure to what extent or with what agencies.
Can you speak to any possible motive?
That I don't know.
The firearm he used, is that firearm stolen? Does it belong to him?
That we don't know. Absolutely, it's a critical piece of evidence that will be processed.
Is he a long-term resident of Stockton, or has he been back and forth between Oakland?
I believe he has lived in to Stockton.
You know how long he's lived here for kind of continuous time?
No, I don't.
Are you able to tell us any connection, whether his residence or otherwise, to the neighborhood in Stockton where a lot of these killings took place? You know, near I-5 and Colliers?
I don't know specifically. I do know where he lived wasn't too far from one of our homicides.
Can you say which one?
He lives, yeah.
Are you able to speak to his mode of transportation? A lot of theories have been speculated as to railroad vehicle, but obviously, can you speak to any of those details?
Well, all we know is he was mobile in the vehicle, and that's all we know. We know part of his pattern and praying is at some point to get on foot.
Can you describe the vehicle?
Chief, you said that you followed him until you are identifying that he was posing a threat. What exactly, you know, was that? What was he doing that made you think he was on the hunt on this mission?
Just his pattern were consistent with some of the patterns that we had seen were, you know, around parks, around dark places, stopping, looking around, moving again. And at that point, we thought for the safety of the public, it was best to take this person out.
All right, thank you guys. That concludes our press conference today.
Thank you.
These images on the wall will also be on our Facebook page following the press conference.
So that's him. I wanted to pause on that. So I'm all paranoid. My son's outside, so I'm like, it's dark out. I know he's right here, but still, cars seem to be kind of zooming by. It's freaking me out. Thank you, Bryson's Lab. Thanks, guys. Hey, Benita. I was thinking I'm going to finish the rest of Helter Skelter, just kind of get it out of the way, you know? So we were at, I guess, the good parts. Yeah, I'm pretty much done. I mean, hold on. It is a little long. This thing just doesn't friggin' end. So I don't know. I got like this much left. You can see the thickness. I can try and finish it. I'm on edge tonight. Oh, I don't like it. Like at all. Stay here, Leland. Leland? Leland! Oh, fucking son of a bitch. I don't know. I can read. What the? What? I like eating peas. The more you do, the more they. What? Oh my god! I don't want to check on him. I want. He's 11. I want to like. It's not even 7 yet, but it is dark. Oh, street lights are off on the street now. I don't know why. It's freaking me out. Hey, SD. I don't know. I just kind of want to get through this book. I wanted to do it yesterday, but I couldn't. Yeah, it would honestly, Deb, I felt like I flew through it. And then once I got towards the end, it's like it just won't fucking end. Like I've had enough. Like this thing is huge. Look at it. That's a freaking big ass book. The end is near. I keep saying that. I'll try and read the rest of it. And then get as far as I can. And then I don't know. If anybody's got any ghost stories, that'll be fun. Probably even better fun. It's just weird, like the end of it, I do like because there's just a lot of things I didn't know. Seriously, if you don't get back near me, I'm gonna send Jack out. I'll be right back. Okay, he's sort of close. So yeah, this son of a bitch is caught, so that's a good thing. Just gonna get him off there. All right, I'm gonna start. Okay, so the Manson case was and remains unique. If, as Sandra Good claimed, the family has to date committed 35 to 40 murders. At this point, I do believe that because of stuff we found out the other day. This may be near the U.S. record, yet it is not the number of victims which makes the case intriguing and gives its continuing fascination, but a number of other elements for which there is probably no collective parallel in the annals of American crime. The prominence of the victims, the months of speculation, conjecture, and pure fright before killers were identified. The incredibly strange motive for the murders to ignite a black-white Armageddon, the motivating nexus between the lyrics of the most famous rock group ever, the Beatles, and the crimes. And behind it all, pulling the strings, a guru who had the unique power to persuade others to murder for him. Most of them young girls who went out and savagely murdered total strangers at his command, with relish and gusto, and with no evident signs of guilt or remorse. All of these things combined to make Manson perhaps the most frightening mass murderer, and these murderers perhaps the most bizarre in American history. How Manson gained control remains the most puzzling question of all. Thank you, Lori. During the Tate LaBianca trials, the issue was not how he did. Oh, I can't even concentrate. Oh, I'm sorry. I am off today. During the Tate LaBianca trials, the issue was not so much how he did this, but proving that he did it. Yet in understanding the whole Manson phenomenon, the how is extremely important. We have some of the answers. During the course of the wanderings, Manson probably encountered thousands of persons. Most chose not to follow him, either because they sensed that he was a very dangerous man, or because they did not respond to his sick philosophy. Those who did join him were not, as noted, the typical girl or boy next door. Charles Manson was not a Pied Piper who suddenly appeared on the basketball court at Texas State. Handed Charles Watson a tab of LSD that led him into a life of crime. Watson had quit college with only a year to go, began in California, immersed himself in the selling as well as the using of drugs before he ever met Charles Manson. Not just Watson, but nearly every other member of the family had dropped out before meeting Manson. That's weird. So they all went to college. Nearly all had within them a deep-seated hostility towards society and everything it stood for, which pre-existed their meeting Manson. Those who chose to go with him did so. Dr. Joel Hochman testified for reasons which lie within the individuals themselves. In short, there was a need, and Manson seemed to fulfill it. But it was a double process of selection. For Manson decided who stayed. Obviously, he did not want anyone he felt would challenge his authority, cause dissension in the group, or question his dogma. They chose, and Manson chose, and the result was the family. Those who gravitated to Spawn Ranch and stayed did so because basically they thought and felt alike. This was his raw material. And shaping that material into a band of cold-blooded assassins who were willing to vent for him. His enormous hostility towards society, Manson employed a variety of techniques. He sensed and capitalized on their needs. As Greg Jacobson observed, Charlie was a man of 1,000 faces who related to all human beings on their level of need. His ability to psych out people was so great that many of his disciples felt he could read their minds. I doubt seriously if there was any magic in his Having had many, many years to study human nature in prison and being the sophisticated con man that he is, Manson probably realized that there are certain problems that nearly every human being is beset with. I strongly suspect that his magical powers were nothing more and nothing less than the ability to utter basic truisms to the right person at the right time. For example, any girl, if she is a runaway, has probably had problems with her father, while anyone who came to Spawn Ranch was searching for something. Manson had made it a point to find out that something was, and to supply at least a semblance of it, whether it be a father figure, a father surrogate, a Christ figure, a need for acceptance and belonging, or a leader in leaderless times. Drugs were another of his tools. As brought out in the psychic testimony during the trials, LSD was not a casual agent, but a catalyst. Manson used it very effectively to make his followers more suggestible, to implant ideas, to extract agreements. As Paul Watkins told me, Charlie always took a smaller dose of LSD than the others, so he would remain in command. He used repetition by constantly preaching and lecturing to his subjects on an almost daily basis. He gradually and systemically erased many other inhibitions. As Manson himself once remarked in court, you can convince anybody of anything if you just push it all at them all the time. They may not believe it 100%, but they will still draw opinions from it, especially if they have no other information to draw their opinions from. Therein lies still another of the keys he used. In addition to repetition, he used isolation. There were no newspapers at the Spawn Ranch, no clocks. Cut off from the rest of society, he created in this timeless land a tight little society of his own, with its own value system. It was holistic, complete, and totally at odds with the world outside. He used sex, realizing that most people have sexual hang-ups. He taught, by both precept and example, that in sex there's no wrong, thereby eradicating both their inhibitions and their guilt. But there was more than sex. There was also love, a great deal of love. To overlook this would be to miss one of the strongest bonds that existed among them. The love grew out of their sharing, their communal problems and pleasures, their relationship with Charlie. They were a real family in almost every sense of that word. A sociological unit, complete to brothers, sisters, substitute mothers, linked by the domination of an all-knowing, all-powerful patriarch. Cooking, washing dishes, cleaning, sewing, all the chores they had hated at home, they now did willingly because they pleased Charlie. That is so fucked up. He used fear very, very effectively. Where they picked up this technique in prison later was not known, but it was one of the most effective tools for controlling others. It may have also been something more. As Stanford University professor Philip Zimbardo, a longtime student of crime and its effects, noted in a Newsweek article, by raising the level of fear around you, your fear seems more normal and socially acceptable. Manson's own fear bordered on paranoia. He taught them that life was a game, a magical mystery tour. One day they would be pirates with cutlasses, slashing at anyone who dared board their imaginary ship. The next they'd change costumes and identities and become Indians stalking cowboys, or devils and witches casting spells. A game, but there was always a pattern behind it. Them versus us. Dr. Hoshman testified, I think that historically, the easiest way to program someone into murdering is to convince them that they are an alien, that they are them and we are us, and that they are different from us. Okay, I'm not even saying that. That's some racist shit. No. With the frequent name changing and role playing, Manson created his own band of schizophrenics. Little Susan Atkins, who sang in the church choir and nursed her mother while she was dying of cancer, couldn't be held responsible for what Sadie Mae Glutz had done. He brought to the surface their latent hatred, their inherent penchant for sadistic violence, focusing it on a common enemy, the establishment. He depersonalized the victims by making them symbols. It is easier to stab a symbol than a person. He taught his followers a completely immoral philosophy, which provided complete justification for their acts. If everything is right, then nothing can be wrong. If nothing is real and all of life is a game, then there need be no regret. If they needed something that couldn't be found in the garbage bins or communal clothing pile, they stole it. Step by step, panhandling, petty theft, prostitution, burglaries, armed robberies, and last of all, for no motive of gain, but because it was Charlie's will, and Charlie's will is man's son, the final step, the ultimate act of defiance of the establishment, the most positive proof of their total commitment was murder. This is fucked up. Wow. Comedians punned that the family that slays together stays together. But behind the grim jest, there was truth. Knowing they had violated the strictest of all commandments, created a bond not less, but more binding in that it was their secret. He used religion. Not only did he find support for much of his philosophy in the Bible, he often implied that he was the second coming of Christ. He had his 12 apostles several times over, not one but two Judases, Sadie and Linda, his retreat to the desert, Barker Ranch, and his trial in the Hall of Justice. He also used music in part because he was a frustrated musician, but also because he must have known it was one thing that could get through to more young people than any other. He used his own superior intelligence. He was not only older than his followers, he was brighter and more articulate and savvy, far more clever and insidious. With his prison background, his ever adaptable line of con, plus a pimp's knowledge of how to manipulate others, he had a little trouble convincing his naive, impressionable followers that it was not they, but society which was sick. They too was exactly what they wanted to hear. Yeah, very, very culty. All of these factors contributed to Manson's control over others. But when you add them all up, you're the equal murder without remorse. Maybe, but I tend to think that there's something more, some missing link that enabled him to sow RAPE and bastardize the minds of his followers that they would go against the most ingrained of all commandments, thou shalt not kill, and willingly, even eagerly, murdered at his command. Maybe something in his charismatic personality, some intangible quality or power that no one has yet been able to isolate and identify. Maybe something he learned from others. Whatever it is, I believe Manson has full knowledge of the formula he used, and it worries me that we do not. For the frightening legacy of the Manson case is that it could happen again. I believe Charles Manson is unique. He's certainly one of the most fascinating criminals in American history, and it appears unlikely that there will ever be another mass murder quite like him. But it does not take a prophet to see at least some of the potentials of its madness in the world today. Whenever people unquestionably turn over their minds to an authoritarian figures, do with as they please, whether it be a satanic cult or some of the more fanatic offshoots of the Jesus movement in the right wing or the far left, or in the mind-bending cults of the new sensitivity, those potentials exist. One hopes that none of these groups will spawn other Charles Mansons, but it would be naive to suggest that chilling possibility does not exist. There are some happy endings to the Manson story, and some not so happy. Both Barbara Hoyt and Diane Lake returned to and graduated from high school with apparently few, if any, permanent scars from their time with Manson. Barbara is now studying to be a nurse. Stephanie Scram has her own dog grooming shop. Paul Watkins and Brooks Poston form their own combo and appear at various clubs in the Inyo County area. Their songs were good enough to be used as background music in Robert Hendrickson's documentary film on Manson. After the fire, George Spahn sold his ranch to an investment firm, which planned to turn it into a dude ranch for German visitors to the United States. He's since purchased another ranch near Klamath Falls, Oregon, and Ruby Pearl is running it for him. I haven't heard from Juan Flynn recently, but I'm not worried about him. Juan was always able to take care of himself. Though I last saw him in my office, for some reason, I visualized him on a big white horse, his pretty girlfriend behind him holding on for dear life as they gallop off into the sunset, which I suspect is Juan's own image of himself. Since the murder of his wife, Roman Polanski has produced several motion pictures, including a new version of Macbeth. Critics noticed in his interpretation disturbing parallels to the Tate murders. Polanski himself posed for an Esquire interview, holding aloft a shiny knife, and according to the press, he has recently moved back to Los Angeles into a home not far from 10050 Cielo Drive. Wow. Polanski's attorney, working in conjunction with LAPD, divided the $25,000 reward as follows. Ronnie Howard and Virginia Graham each received $12,000, while Stephen Weiss, the young boy who found the .22 caliber murder weapon, received $1,000. Neither Danny DiCarlo nor Alan Springer was around to share in the reward. Shortly before the Watson trial, Danny skipped bail on the federal gun charge and fled to Canada. His exact whereabouts are unknown. According to LAPD, biker Al Springer simply vanished. It is not known whether he was alive or dead. Ronnie Howard tried working as a cocktail waitress but found it difficult to hold a job. Everywhere she went, she said she was identified as the Manson case snitch. Several times she was beaten up on her way home from work. Oh my. One night someone fired a bullet through the living room window of her apartment, missing her head by inches. These people are nuts. The would-be assailant was never identified. The next day, she told reporters, "I should have kept my mouth shut in the first place." Virginia Graham had a job as a receptionist in a legal office and seemed well on the way to rehabilitation. When she jumped parole, as this is written, she's still a fugitive. What are you doing? Oh, stop it. You want it in the window? Oh, okay. Hold on. There. 7 months after Bill Farr declined to tell Judge Older, who gave him the Virginia Graham statement regarding the celebrity murders, the Manson family had planned. Judge Older called Farr back into court and ordered him to either do so or be found in contempt. Under California law, the confidentiality of a reporter's news source is protected. However, since the Tate LaBianca trial, Farr left the Los Angeles Herald-Examiner and was now working in a press secretary job. Older said that since he's no longer a reporter, he was no longer protected by the law. Farr argued that if Older's order was permitted to stand, both the news media and the public would suffer, since, if not guaranteed anonymity, many persons would decide not to provide essential information to the press. Farr testified he obtained copies of the Graham statement from 2 lawyers and another person subject to the gag order. But he declined to name them. Indeed, at June 30th, 1971 hearing, one of the Manson case lawyers testified that when he asked Farr who gave him copies of the statement, Farr said, "I wouldn't even tell my attorney," which was Grant Cooper, that at a July 19th, 1971 hearing, Farr asked his attorney to remind Older that the jury was sequestered, suggesting that since jurors never saw his story, the gag order violation caused no harm, and told the Los Angeles Times in January 30th, 1973, he already had the Graham story anyway and got copies from his 3 sources merely to verify the story he already had. Defense attorneys Dave Shin, Irving Kanarek, and Paul Fitzgerald, and prosecutors Stephen K., Donald Musich, and I all took the stand. All 6 denied under oath giving the statement to Farr. At least 2 of the 6 were apparently lying. All I know is that I didn't give Farr the statement. As for who did, the reader's guess is probably as good as mine. I would say Kanarek. Judge Older held Farr in civil contempt and sentenced him to an indefinite jail term. He served 46 days in Los Angeles County Jail before being freed by U.S. Supreme Court Justice William O. Douglas on January 11, 1973, pending the outcome of a new appeal. Had Farr been cited for criminal contempt and given consecutive sentences, the maximum penalty would have been 65 days in jail. But Older cited him for civil contempt and gave him an indefinite sentence, which could mean that if the higher courts rule against Farr, he could remain in jail for as long as 15 years, until 55 years old. Charles Older reaches 70, the mandatory age of retirement. Wow. Many, though not all, of the hardcore Manson family members are now serving time in various penal institutions. Other family members split to follow new leaders. Kathy Giles, according to information I received, was a mom with a motorcycle gang. Nice. Maria Elizondo was arrested in March 1974 and charged with plotting to kidnap a foreign consul general to secure the release of 2 prisoners in Los Angeles County Jail. As this is written, she has yet to be brought to trial. For a time, there was a spate of books, plays, and motion pictures which, if not glorifying Manson, depicted him in a not wholly unsavory light. And for a time, it looked as if Manson cult was emerging. Not only were there buttons reading "Free the Manson 4", that cancerous growth known as the family again began growing. When interviewed, the new converts, who had never had any personal contact with Manson, looked and talked exactly like Squeaky, Sandy, and the others, giving rise to the very disturbing possibility that Manson's madness might be communicable. But the strange phase quickly passed. There's little left of the Manson family now, though little Squeaky, chief cheerleader of the Manson cause, is still keeping the faith. Although undisputed, leader of the family while Charlie is in absentia, and presumably involved in the planning of their activities, and though arrested more than a dozen times on charges ranging from robbery to murder, she has only been convicted a few times and always on minor charges. Moreover, not long ago, she found a champion in, of all places, the district attorney's office in Los Angeles. One of the young deputies, D.A. Williams Melcher, first became acquainted with Squeaky while the group was holding its vigil on the corner of Temple and Broadway. For Christmas 1970, Melcher's wife baked cookies for the Manson girls. And a friendship developed? Not long after Squeaky was released on the Stockton murder charge, she was rearrested as a suspect in Granada Hills and armed robbery. Convinced that they had the wrong person, Melcher successfully proved that this to the police, and she was freed. Clearing her was, Melcher told the Los Angeles Times, my greatest satisfaction in 3 years in a prosecutor. Nothing that the group had a lot of ill feeling about the police courts. I wanted them to know that justice also works on their side of the street. Someday he would like to write a book on the girls, Melcher added. I'd like to write not an expose of the tragedy and the violence, which I do not condone, but a book about the beauty I've seen in that group. Their opposition to war, their truthfulness, and their generosity. Well, I don't even. Blah. I don't know. I think they did. From what I remember reading, I'm pretty sure they did. Yeah, they were gonna because they were gonna use it. They did say that in this. Well, in this. I don't know. I read it in this book. I mean, everybody knows that. But I don't know if it's because of this prosecutor or other books written. But yeah, that part is true. I don't think they ever admitted using it, but for sure it happened. Charlie was trying to get his songs sang by them, and I guess they didn't want none of it, but then apparently they did use one. So I don't know. I have to find that out. The fate of Charles Manson, Charles Watson, Susan Atkins, Patricia Krenwinkel, Leslie Van Houten, and Robert Beausoleil was decided on February 18th, 1972. That day, the California State Supreme Court announced that it had voted 6-1 to abolish the death penalty in the state of California. The opinion was based on Article 1, Section 6 of the state constitution, which forbids cruel or unusual punishment. Are you fucking kidding me? They did? Okay. Thanks, Deb. The sentences of the 107 persons awaiting execution in California were automatically reduced to life imprisonment. Manson in Los Angeles, as a defense witness in Bruce Davis' trial, grinned broadly on hearing the news. In California, a person sentenced to life imprisonment is eligible to apply for parole in 7 years. Huh. They never did get out, except for the one. One died of cancer. The other one did get out. So many. By August 1972, the last prisoners had left California's death rows, most to be transferred to the yards or general inmate population of various state penal institutions. Fucking covered again. Not again. Oh, really? Okay. Although at this writing, Atkins, Krenwinkel, and Van Houten remain in the Special Security Unit unit constructed for them at the California Institute for Women at Frontera. It is likely that in time, they will join the general population also. In his psychiatric report on Patricia, Dr. Joel Hutchman said that of the three girls, Katie had the most tenuous hold on reality. It was his opinion that if she were ever separated from the others and the Manson mystique, it was quite possible she would lose even that and lapse into complete psychosis. With regard to Leslie Van Houten, who of the three girls was least committed to Manson, yet still murdered for him, I fear that she may grow harder and tougher. I have very little hope for her eventually rehabilitation. Writing of Susan Atkins, Los Angeles Times reporter Dave Smith expressed something which I had long felt. Watching her behavior, bold in accuracy in court, cute and menacing, when making eye play with someone, a little haunted when no one pays attention, I get the feeling that one day she might start screaming and simply never stop. Shut. You don't even see the cats? I just heard it once. As for the other convicted Manson family killers, Charlie Watson, Robert Beausoleil, Steve Grogan, aka Clem, and Bruce Davis, all are now in the general inmate population. Tex is no longer playing insane and has a girlfriend who visits him regularly. Bobby received a certain amount of national attention when he was interviewed by Truman Capote during a TV documentary on American prisons. Not long afterward, his jaw was broken and his hand dislocated in a brawl in the yard of San Quentin. The fight was the result of a power struggle over the leadership of the Iron Brotherhood in which Beausoleil had become affiliated. The AB, which is believed responsible for more than a dozen fatal stabbings in various California prisons in the last few years, is a successor to several earlier groups, including a neo-Nazi organization. Its total membership is not known, but it is believed to have about 200 hardcore inmate followers, and it espouses many of the same racial principles that Manson did. The legacy lives on. Not nice. Of all the Manson family killers, only their leader merits special handling. In October 1972, Charles Manson was transferred to a maximum security adjustment center at Folsom Prison in Northern California. Described as a prison within a prison, it provides special housing for problematic inmates who cannot be safely controlled in the general prison population. With the transfer, Manson lost not only all of his special privileges afforded those awaiting execution, he also lost his regular inmate privileges because of his hostile and belligerent attitude. Prison is my home, the only home I ever had, Manson often said. In 1967, he begged the authorities not to release him. Had anyone heeded his warning, this book need never have been written. And perhaps 35 to 40 people now dead might still be alive. Yeah, a white supremacist. We actually recorded that song the Beach Boys' Mike Love says in the excerpt. I was never told the origins of the song. As far as I knew, Dennis had written it. Oh, crap, eh? In convicting him, Manson said, I was only sending him home. Only this time it won't be the same. Observed San Quentin Warden Lewis Nelson, before Manson was transferred to Folsom, it would be dangerous to put a guy like Manson into the main population, because in the eyes of the other inmates, he didn't commit first-class crimes. He was convicted of killing a pregnant woman. And that sort of thing doesn't allow him to rank very high in the prison social structure. It's like being a bad person. Guys like that are going to do hard time wherever they are. Two, like Sharon, convicted slayer of Senator Robert Kennedy. His notoriety is his own worst enemy. For as long as he remains in prison, Manson will be looking over his shoulder, aware that any con hoping to make a reputation need only put a shiv in his back. That Manson, Watson, Beausoleil, Davis, Grogan, Atkins, Van Houten, and Krenwinkel will be eligible for parole in 1978 does not mean that they will get it. Only that this is the earliest date that they will be eligible to apply. The average incarceration in California for first-degree murder is 10.5 to 11 years. Because of the hideous nature and number of their crimes and the total absence of mitigating circumstances, my guess is that All will serve substantially longer periods. The girls 15 to 25 years, the men, with the exception of Manson himself, a like number. The reason I formed this opinion when this book was published in 1974 was that California had one of the very worst records in the county for keeping convicted murderers behind bars. The situation changed overnight in 1978 when, pursuant to an initiative from the people of the state, the California legislature enacted Section 190 of the California Penal Code, increasing the minimum amount of time that had to be served for a first-degree murder conviction almost fourfold, from 7 to 25 years. Though Section 190 was not technically retroactive to the Tate LaBianca killers, it in effect was, since it dramatically changed the thinking attitude of the state parole board with respect to the proper length of incarceration for convicted murderers. My current 2001 uninformed estimate is that Van Houten, who was not involved in the Tate murders, will be released within the next 10 years, and Atkins Carmichael within the next 20 to 25 years. As for Watson and Manson, I believe they will spend the rest of their lives behind bars. Yeah, I was going to say that, though, Johnny Cash. He played at Folsom Prison, too. Hey, J-Ro. That's why that makes sense, Deb. As for the leader of the family, my guess is that he will remain in prison for at least 25 years, and quite possibly the rest of his life. In mid-October of 1973, some 30 prisoners in California's toughest lockup, Folsom Prison's 4A Adjustment Center, staged what was described by the San Francisco Chronicle as a peaceful protest against prison conditions. The man who used and championed fear did not participate, according to the Chronicle story. Mass murder, Charles Manson is among the inmates in 4A, although prison spokesman says he is not involved in this demonstration. Manson has been threatened by other inmates in the past, and authorities say he seldom ventures out of his cell for fear of being attacked. Afterward, oh my God, what that box says about. "25 years after, as I said in my summation to the jury, Charles Manson sent out from the fires of hell at Spawn Ranch 3 heartless, bloodthirsty robots to commit the savage and nightmarish Tate LaBianca murders. The nation continues to be fascinated with the Manson murder case. And the question I am always asked, particularly by the news media, is why? Why has this mass murder case, as opposed to every other, and there have been many, continued to intrigue and captivate millions of people the world over, to the point where 5-year anniversaries of the murders, as with no other murder case in America except the assassination of President John F. Kennedy, are marked by articles, news reports, and television specials, not just in the United States, but internationally. To the point where, as reported in the Los Angeles Times, Manson receives more mail than any other inmate in the history of the U.S. Wow. I want him to come in the house. That's crazy. Manson receives more mail than any other inmate in the history of the U.S. prison system. An alarming amount of it from young people who tell him they want to join his family. Wear Manson t-shirts are selling well today around the country. Where there have been several plays about him, even an opera called The Manson Family. I did not know that. That premiered in New York City's Lincoln Center in July of 1990. Wow. As well as a CD soundtrack of the opera released in 1992, where the multi-platinum rock band Guns N' Roses sing a Manson composition? Shit, I didn't know that either. Look at Your Game Girl in their latest album, where, believe it or not, avant-garde typographers in California produced a new typeface called Manson, in which for $95, art directors per Time magazine can set their serial killer essays in Manson regular, Manson alternate or Manson bold? The fuck? I'll rename Manson after criticism, where free Manson graffiti soils the landscape of Britain's largest cities. And according to the BBC's William Stanley Murphy, Manson interest in Britain is approaching mini mania proportions. The hell? Oh my God. In March 4th, 1994, a letter to me, Murphy writes, there are 32 British rock bands that I know about playing both Manson's own songs and songs in support of him, and a further 40 or so in Europe, particularly Germany. Only last week, one of the worst I've heard, Charlie 69 Was a Good Year, came out. Recorded by a band called Indigo Prime. I'm sorry to say that it appears to be selling well. Wow. For some reason, the neo-Manson cult seems to center in Manchester, where there are 5 stores selling free Charles Manson t-shirts, which are fantastically popular on a rave dance floor, and bootlegged records of his music. However, it is far from exclusive to Manchester. There was an all-Manson concert in London in January, attended by 2,000 people. There's a full-fledged Manson appreciation society, Helter Skelter UK, based in Warrington, Cheshire. Posters supporting Manson are a common sight in the major cities, especially in the run-up to concerts by the Masonite bands. The majority of the supporters of these bands are under 25. The truly frightening part is the fact that many of them, when asked, turn out to be Manson buffs who have read all they can find about Manson and strongly approve of Helter Skelter. There are very strong links to far-right political parties, particularly in British National Party. I didn't know any of this crap. He kept making dark art from his underwear threads and was selling it on eBay. What? The prison found out and started confiscating the dark art regularly. San Quentin has a collection of thread What the? Wow. Oh, huge flop. Do we know if Manson or his family received any compensation for the song? I can't see it. They're not supposed to, from what I know of. It's weird, eh? How it was in the UK, where he's apparently popular the most. And I guess Germany. Wow. So Manson interest in Britain is approaching mini mania proportions, where the television adaptation of this book about the case was, when it aired in 1976, the most watched television movie in the history of the medium, and like no other film of murder case ever, has continued to be shown year after year without fail in the United States and many other countries of the world, where a March 1994 ABC television special on the case produced the highest ever ratings for a network magazine show debut. Again, why is this so? Someone's alarm's going off. Yeah, there is laws about that. That's why I'm kind of like, I don't know, I can't see it. After the Tate LaBianca murders, there was a killer in Los Angeles called the Trash Bag Killer, so named because he picked up drifters and hitchhikers, murdered and dismembered them, then put them in trash bags. He pled guilty to 21 murders, yet I don't remember his murderer's name. I don't remember this murderer's name. I don't either. Anybody heard about the Trash Bag Killer? And I would wager that if you were to ask 100 people in Los Angeles, you'd be hard pressed to find one person who did. This is not that uncommon. At the time of a mass murder, and when the suspected killer is apprehended and tried, there's always considerable publicity. As a general rule, however, within a short time thereafter, the murders and the identity of the perpetrator tend to fade from the public's consciousness. But not so with the Manson case. In fact, next to Jack the Ripper, whose identity still hasn't been conclusively established, Manson is probably the most famous and notorious mass murderer ever. So what is it? A view that's enjoyed some currency is that the murders represent a watershed moment in the evolving social structure of our society. This view holds that the Manson case was the end of innocence, the 60s mantra of love, peace, and sharing in our country, and sounded the death knell for hippies and all they symbolically represented. In Joan Didion's memoir of the era, The White Album, she writes, many people I know in Los Angeles believe that the 60s ended abruptly on August 9th, 1969. And in a sense, this is true. Even now, in 1994, ABC's Diane Sawyer endorses this notion when she says the Manson murders brought an end to the decade of love and something changed in the heart of America with the murders. Dahmer's parents pulled their book from the shelves rather than give the money to his victims' families. They were sued and told they had to give the proceeds to them, so they just pulled them and said, what the? That's bull. Holy shit. Wow. That pisses me right off. That's the thing. I don't think you can't consider yourself a good person. If you idolize them and you believe in these, like, I did not know about Dahmer's parents, though. It's hard for me to watch that Quentin, a baby. I just got a notification. The glare is going live about it. Quentin Simon case update. Shit, Stela's live. I didn't know that. Others feel less extravagantly that the murders were emblematic of the counterculture flower gone to seed. As Time magazine said in 1989, on the 20th anniversary of the murders, the three female killers were any family's daughters caught up in the wave of drugs, sex, and revolutionary blather that had swept up a generation of young people. Or some thought for a time after the murders, perhaps Manson and his disciples represented a 10 or 20 year exploitation of the direction in which the counterculture movement was going, and so forth. All of these hypotheses seem to be devoid of supporting empirical evidence. For instance, although the Manson murders may have hastened its descent, the age of Aquarius, of which Woodstock, 1 week after the Manson carnage, was at once its finest hour and last gasp, was already in decline. As the decade of descent and raw excess approached its denouncement, the movement's mecca, Haight-Ashbury, was in ruins, and America had begun its retreat from the war in Vietnam. The political raison d'etre fueling the movement. Moreover, Manson and the madness he wrought did not reflect the soul of the late 60s, when admittedly the anti-establishment movement had reached a feverish crescendo. The movement indeed wanted a new social order, but largely one brought about by peaceful means. Manson advocated violence, murder to change the status quo. As pointed out in the body of this book, though Manson was a hero to some, according to surveys, at the time a majority of young people, whom the media labeled hippies, disavowed Manson, stating that what he espoused, i.e. violence, was anti-ethical to their beliefs. This book just goes on and on and on and on and on. Yeah, I don't get that, Bryson. guy's a talker. Feels like I didn't even read anything. It's still the same. And we certainly know from the unerring review mirror of 25 years later that Manson and these murderers did not represent a foreboding extension of the direction in which the anti-establishment movement was going. The sociological implications and legacy, then, of the murders may be no more than they constituted a reaffirmation of the verity that whenever people surrender their minds and souls to a dictatorial cult figure, there comes a point for the followers when it's too late to turn back. And as with the masses following the deposits of history, whatever direction he goes in, he takes them with him. With the Reverend Moon, for example, it is a life of sleeping on floors and eating mush while he buys more yachts and mansions. With the Reverend Jim Jones and David Koresh, it was suicide. With Manson, it was murder. And searching for a more prosaic explanation for the seemingly timeless resonance of the case, observers have pointed to the fact that Manson and his minions may have murdered as many as 35 people, and already had plans to murder celebrities like Frank Sinatra, Liz Taylor, Richard Burton, Steve McQueen, and Tom Jones. But apart from the planned celebrity killings, murders by other mass murderers numbering in the 20s and one in the 30s, John Wayne Gacy, 33, have been confirmed. Others have spoken of the brutality of the murders, but though few, there have been murders even more brutal. Still, others have pointed to the prominence of the victims, but they weren't that prominent. Although all of these elements have undoubtedly contributed to the durability of the case, I believe the main reason for the continuing fascination with it at such a late date is that the Manson case is almost assuredly the most bizarre mass murder case in the recorded annals of crime. And for that reason, people are magnetically fascinated by things that are strange and bizarre. If these murders had never happened and someone wrote a novel with the same set of facts and circumstances, most people would put it down after a few pages because, as I understand it, to be good fiction, it has to be somewhat believable, and the story is just too far out. There's another compelling reason for the continuing fascination with the case. The very name Manson has become a metaphor for civil catapulting him to near mythological proportions. Charles Manson has come to represent the dark and malignant side of humanity. And again, there is a side to a human nature that is fascinated by pure, unalloyed evil. On a lesser scale, why there are so many popular books and crime shows on television dealing with murder's evil ultimate act. Across the Water, one recalls George Orwell's 1946 essay, Decline of the English Murder, in which he speaks of the pleasure he and his countrymen receive from the reading about a sensational murder in the comfort of their drawing rooms. Since we place so much value on the human life, why do we glorify, in a perverse sort of way, the extinguishment of life? The answer to that question, whatever it is at least the partial answer to why people continue to be fascinated by Hitler, Jack the Ripper, and Manson. It's time to stay in.
I got free food in a balloon.
You got free food in a balloon?
Yeah, I got food.
Where the hell did you go?
The guys that gave me free food. This is the best day ever.
The best day ever. You gotta.
I got chicken. I got chicken parmesan today, and now I got this. Yes.
Did you say happy birthday to her?
Yes.
Can you please go give her gift? No, Leland, just do it. Come on. Leland, you're not going to eat that first. You get your ass over there and give her that gift. Seriously, come on.
I think it's broken from the cat.
It's not broken. Come here, let me see it. Let me see it. Come on. Don't take that off. You're walking your ass over there. Yes, he is. No. Leland, why won't you give her that gift? She's not, I promise you, she's not going to hate it.
I know she doesn't like this kind of stuff.
How do you know? What does she like?
She likes.
It's a wind charm I got for her, okay? And it's got butterflies on it. It's got a little bell at the bottom. It's cute. Okay, I have a lot of women in my chat right now, and I guarantee they'll say the same thing. Seriously. Can I show it to them and they can tell you how they feel? Thank you.
It might be broken. I don't know. It's because the cat threw it on the ground.
The cat threw it on the ground.
Wait, shit. The cat didn't throw it on the ground. It just.
What'd she do? Knock it on purpose? Was it Claire? No, it's fine. I think it's adorable. So it's like a little wind chime. There's a hook. It's butterflies. And there's another butterfly, and then here's a little bell at the bottom. I think it's adorable. How old's Gabby? 10? She'll love it. It's something completely different. It's from a boy. From me, but really from a boy. Yeah. So they all said yes. We all agreed, and we voted yes. So you need to go now. Leland, get out here now. We all voted and you lost. Time to go. They all said yes. Look it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Yes, it's pretty. Love it. Love it. Yes, she will love it. Look. Sorry. There. Look at it all. Of course, go give it to her now. If he hates it, she'll love it. Exactly. And that's true. Look it. It's pretty. Yes. Love it. Love it. It's pretty. Yes. She will love it. Give her that pretty thing, you wimpy man. Oh, she will love it because it's from him. Little girls love that. Exactly. So here. Honestly, I love it. If she doesn't like it, give it back to me. I'll keep it. And then give her the finger. I'm just kidding. She'll like it, I swear. No, you give this to her. Why can't you give it to her?
I'm sorry.
Well, then I'm giving it to her from you. No, I was kidding. You were not getting out of this. Go give her the freaking. Seriously, it's time to go to. Leland, you just came back from there. Come on. I'll message Natasha and let her know you're coming over to give her a gift. You could say I helped pick it out. Or if you really want to be like, just like my mom picked it out, if you want to say that. Will you go over and give it to her?
Yeah.
Really? Right now? You want a message?
Yeah.
Okay. I promise you, she doesn't like it. I'm going over there. She's not going to like me. I love the butterflies too. Yeah, this is having boys, right? Now I got a message to the mother. Where is she? What's glowing over there? Okay. What? Oh, I thought you shut yourself in your room. I was going to say,
I want Jackie in. Say like.
What?
Say like I have a gift and say I'm not getting it.
I said you're shy to give it to her. You're scared she won't like it?
Yeah.
Okay. It's probably going to make Natasha cry.
Mm-hmm.
You know how she is. I'm sure she'll get back to me in a minute. If you really feel that bad, you can say, here, my mom sent this. Yeah. Put it in the kitchen.
What?
Just put it in the kitchen so he doesn't get it. Is he out of your room? Oh. Hey, Dragon Mama. That's what I'm thinking. Well, they used to date.
Why?
What?
Why do you always have to expose stuff?
I'm sorry.
Don't expose things.
I'm sorry. I'm just saying you used to date.
Why? No exposing. No exposing allowed.
Well, I kind of did. Sorry.
No.
She's not answering me. Can you just run over? I don't have anything.
I'm
Do you like that drink?
This is better than.
Really? I don't know if you'd like it.
Mm-hmm.
Pineapple pop. You know that Fanta drink that you can get? This one is pineapple.
I want to go eat my food too.
Damn it.
What?
I said, damn it. I was hoping she'd get back to me right away. No, he's pissed. We didn't hear you say you used to date her. He sees that. That's funny. He did. I personally don't care for her. Just because she broke his heart. She's like one of those girls that flirts with all the boys. She's 10. She broke his little heart. She went to her friend's house and then broke up with him. So her mother came over to my door with tears coming in her eyes saying, I'm so sorry she broke his heart. And I'm like, holy frig. She made her daughter come over and apologize. She's like, sorry. She was so mad that she had to. Oh my God. I just don't want him around her. Because she's one of those girls. You know what one of those girls are like, you know what I mean? Like the tease the boys and date this one day and this one the other day and then pretend they like this one when they actually like that one. It's just, she likes to play head games. For a girl that's only, she'll be 11, like, well, today she'll be 11. Never mind. She's one of those. And I don't like it. That's what I said, Teresa. I said, I hate that she broke up with you. I'm so sorry. And I don't like the way she did it. That was awful. That was mean. Then she did something else to him. Said, I can't remember what he said, but she said it to him. Anyway, she did a lot of nasty shit. I like the girl's mom. They're my neighbor. They just live over there, like 2 houses down. I don't know where she learned to drag a mama because her mom's a sweetheart. Like, I adore her mom. But her, I don't know. She's a mean little girl. Smacked him on the head for me. Me too. Like, he's going through a lot right now. He's 11 years old. You know, he'll be 12 January 11th. Puberty's in full force. Stop it. You're not going in there. Dog's trying to get that poutine. Well, he was so upset today because he didn't get to go to her birthday party. I'm not sure why he wasn't invited. He's always invited, so it was weird for me too. I'm like, So she probably didn't want him there is what I'm thinking. He is very tall. He's 16. Honestly, tell him to hold off as long as he can. So there's the cupboard again. I dated way too young and I regret it. This book is going to go on and on and on. I'm just getting so mad because I want to read it, but I... Oh, okay, there is some good information in here, though. Yeah. I think so, Brayson, yeah. That's weird. It happened last night, too. I don't feel as creeped out tonight. It's so cute, Benita. This doesn't feel like I've read a lot. Yeah, like at all. This is it. That's all I read. I think I'm gonna read a little bit more. Yeah, it's not too much. He's trying to get in your room. He wants your poutine. So what'd you do? Go over there and she just started handing food over? It's like, here, take this, take that, take this.
Well, her grandma was there and she just handed people food.
Did they say why you weren't invited?
No. Well, yeah, they kind of was.
You kind of were?
What?
You kind of were?
Yeah. Sort of.
Who was all at the was there a party? Who was all there?
Mia, her best friend, Alyssa, and Raker. What?
Sounds like a girls' party. Remember I said that earlier? That might be why this time? So you were the only guy there again?
What?
You were the only guy over there?
No.
Yeah, but that doesn't count. That's her brother. Yeah, all girls party. Now what do you got? Good boy. Oh, I do that to my kid all the time because my phone automatically goes to, do you want to cast this to this TV, which is his TV? Oh. I think they just expected him to come over. Maybe. Yeah, because the same thing happened last year. Actually. She didn't plan it. Yeah, it was the brother's birthday. And they didn't really plan anything. It was just like, oh, okay. But then he told me that they went on a hike and he wasn't invited. So that actually, yeah. I don't know. I'm not too worried about it. You can't eat all that there, boy. You're going to get the shits if you eat all that poutine. Nope, she hasn't answered back. He's talking to somebody. I want to go eavesdrop. I think she just turned 11 today. Go open the door, Jack. I want to know who he's talking to. Oh, it's my nephew. Okay. I won't eavesdrop then. Wesley will tell me. I didn't do anything.
What?
Oh, I thought you were going to give me crap. It's like, fuck, you hurt me. Yeah, I can hear his big mouth. It's Wesley. My 13-year-old son has been listening to old Kevin Sales crap and that dude that's been canceled. And he says he's taking himself. Oh, really? God, he's got a big mouth. Not my son. The other one. I think he did hear me because he's like, opens the door. You're going in the kitchen again. You must park your bed out there, Teresa. There's a lot of, like, I want to continue reading just a little bit because I didn't get far. It sounds like I didn't. I only read this much. Like, that much. Yeah, it doesn't look like a whole lot. Feel like a whole lot. I don't know. You're up to no good? No, I haven't seen that show, Alaska Daily. Yeah, what are you making tonight, Teresa? Yeah, speaking of my lip chap, look at my lip chap. I bought Leland that one that's actual brown shit, and I got the rainbow shit. I'm like, I get the rainbow one because it came in a 2-pack. So he's got the emoji poop one, and I got the friggin' rainbow poop. It's like a cherry or something. I think it's cherry. Well, that's what it smells like. I got it at this store that lives here. No, well, yeah, but a store that it's called Your Family Dollar, so it's like our town store, if that makes sense. Cheese grits, Teresa. Yeah, rainbow poop comes from unicorns. I know, I was looking at it. So this one's called. So not only is it rainbow, but look at it. It says mine. So this one is mine. And his is a brown shit, and it says yours. I thought it was so cute. I'm like, yeah, we're definitely getting the shit emoji ones. He looks at it, he goes, why? I'm like, look, that's mine. This one's yours. I don't know where else you can get them. Ooh, it's on its second week, but it's about missing and Indigenous women. Really, I need to see that. It's like a family-run store, you know what I mean? So there's everything and anything in there. I actually just bought a new book. She's got a whole bunch in there. They're 50 cents. This one was Diane Fanning. I love her work. She's another true crime writer. Okay, I didn't read that. I just read that now, Deb. But yeah. 12-year-old having a baby. I have to go to the phone booth. I don't know, I feel lazy. Oh, sweet. He's talking about all these boogeymen here. I just want to read this last page. Okay. So the very name Manson has become a metaphor for evil, catapulting him to near mythological proportions. Charles Manson has come to represent the dark and malignant side of humanity. And again, there's a side of human nature that is fascinated by pure, unalloyed evil. On a lesser scale, why are there so many popular books and crime shows on television dealing with murder? Evil's ultimate act. Across the water, one calls George Orwell's 1946 essay, Decline of the English Murder, in which he speaks of the pleasure he and his countrymen receive from reading about a sensational murder in the comfort of their drawing rooms. Since we place so much value on human life, why do we glorify in a perverse sort of way the extinguishment of life? Answer that question, whatever it is at least partial answer to why people continue to be fascinated by Hitler, Jack the Ripper, Manson. As with evil, fright also has its allure. The quality of a horror movie, we know, is generally considered to be directly proportionate to the extent to which it terrifies. Manson, of course, delivers on the fright meter like perhaps no one else. His Hitlerian stare fixed upon us from places as diverse as a television screen and the covers of magazines to the underground albums of his music and his wax frame at Madame Tussauds and he's got a what? He's got a wax figure at Madame Tussauds in London. No way. Yeah, we have one here. It's red. It looks like one of the ones that should be in like the UK. I want it. I didn't know he had a freaking wax figure of himself. That's insane. People worry about this man the way they worry about cancer and earthquakes, a reporter wrote in 1979. Just recently, he quotes a California state prison official. A New York woman phoned to say she had a dream that Manson made a break and started going after Jews. She wanted to make sure there's no chance he can escape. The Los Angeles Times columnist Howard Rosenberg calls Manson America's preeminent boogeyman. Not only were the murders he ordered the type one doesn't even see in horror movies, but Manson, like no other mass murderer of this century, has added a shivering new dimension to the fright quotient. His diabolical and singular talent for getting others without asking any questions to kill complete strangers for him at his command. Dr. David Aberhassam, a noted psychiatrist who has studied the history of violence in America, says he has never heard of any parallel for such a phenomenon with other prominent mass murderers, from Charles Starkweather, David Berkowitz, Henry Lee Lucas, Charles Whitman, Richard Speck to Ted Bundy, from Juan Corona, Dean Corll, Adolf de Jesus Constanzo, whatever that is, John Wayne Gacy, and Richard Ramirez to Jeffrey Dahmer. Without exception, they committed the murders by themselves or participated with others in the act. The fright generated by these heavyweights of homicide's rogue gallery then was always infinite. Because of Manson's ability to control others and get them to vent his spleen on society for him, the probability of death has always been exponential and therefore much more frightening. I am done for the night. I've had enough. Hagrid passed away yesterday. I haven't watched a Harry Potter movie in a long time. I thought I'd be done this book. No such luck. Yeah, the book I got today, I don't know. I liked Diane Fanning, but I don't think it's a good one to read because I think it's about mothers who kill their children, or a mother who killed her children. Yeah, I'm quite sure. Yeah, it's called Sleep, My Darlings. I just want to know which one this was. It's a true story of a mother who killed her children in cold blood. What caused this one woman to commit the most unthinkable act of all? I don't know who this woman is. Julie Seneker, a devoted army wife and mother of two. Julie sent her mother an email that could be described as suicidal. When authorities arrived at the Seneker home, they encountered a horrific scene. I think I saw this already. Not read, but saw on a TV show. No, this is a new one. Yeah, Angela Lansbury, yeah. Now she gets back to me. I don't know. He's on the phone with his cousin. I think he's playing a game. I don't want to bug him. Hold on. I'm gonna go ask him and see if he wants to bug him. What is this? Oh yeah, I move and you take my spot. Is that how it is? The hell? What is this?
It's a balloon with a light thing on it.
What are these?
I don't know. Confetti things. Oh, shit.
Yeah, she stole my spot. I moved, what, a minute? And she's right on it? Look at it. You're going to have to move. Okay. Thanks. I'll take the one without the cushion. Thank you. Oh, yeah, I used to watch that as well. Murder, She Wrote. I watched that. I ain't sitting on the cat. I'll kill her. Comfy? I need to shut the window. It's cold. She invited us both over, but I can't. I just tell her tomorrow. And Loretta Lynn. That was 3. Yeah. Yeah, you're right, because there was 3. So it was Loretta, then it was Angela, and now Hagrid. If it smelled Brooks, I will die. My mother went into labor with me watching Quincy and refused to go to the hospital until it was over. That's funny. Bad and funny. I don't think he wants to go anyways right now. He was so hot. Oh, excuse me. Apparently I'm tired. This wore out. I didn't sleep very good last night. There's pictures. Oh, I would love to go there. I think Selah, she went as well. Those last 10 moments were the most important. Are you going over?
No.
Well, then what are you doing? No, what are you're not going back out.
I'm going over.
Seriously?
She said I can come over. Well, she asked me if I can.
Just right now?
Yeah. I'm not bringing a gift.
If you don't bring that gift, I swear to God, I'm bringing you over by your hair. Leland, I told her you have a gift for her. You're doing it. Come on.
Can you text her and say, can I bring it tomorrow?
No. No. I just told her you.
Wait a minute.
You just went over there, ate their. Bro. Yeah, no, I have to. I already told her mother. You have to. She's expecting it, Leland. They're expecting you in a gift. She just messaged me. Apparently, these girls are coming over to get you. Can I go look at your pics on your channel, Brenda, and show? They're. You have no choice. They're like here. Get the gift. No, Leland, you bring that gift, or I. No, not hold on. Bring the gift, please.
She won't look at it.
Leland, you're bringing it. Her mother is expecting it. She's now expecting it. You don't.
All right. I'll just
Don't piss me off. Let's go now.
Okay, fine.
Be nice.
I'll just say that you thought that she would like it.
Okay. Yeah, you can say that. Chicken shit.
I'm sorry. I'm just worried that she wouldn't like it.
She will, I promise.
What?
She will, I promise. Don't break the house. Thank you. Holy. Whole friggin' place shook. All right, I need to go to Brenda's channel. I can't believe you stole my spot, you jerk.
Hey, Mom.
Yeah.
What did Natasha say? Again?
They're coming over to get you. Just go outside and walk slow. You'll see them. Do you want me to go with you?
No.
No. That's a big bruise. Is it the video? I went to your community tab. There's tribute to Loretta Lynn, Hurricane Mills, Tennessee. Is that it? I still want to show the whole thing. Okay. Yeah, he's worried. He's scared. Poor guy. Well, he's not here anymore, but she's also a little bitch. You know what I mean? Like, she's done some nasty crap to him. That one's it? Okay. Fast forward to pics. All right. I'll mute myself when I get there then. Or I guess I don't have to mute myself. And I got pee. It's making me not think right. Go. Stupid gaze face. Oh, that was good. Come on. You know you can do it. Holy crap.
The sales process can be a long and windy journey.
October the 4th, 2022. Loretta Lynn's family.
Sorry, I know it's echoing. I'm just trying to get to the photo.
Of several generations of songwriters for catalog. In 2021, the American Music Icon released a woman inducted into the Country Hall of
Oh, there's another ad.
At the Nissan Institute of Thrilology, we make sure the road gets your car running.
I'm just going to mute myself. I'm surprised too, actually. I know, actually, to be honest, that gift wasn't even for her. It was for my mother for Christmas. So I'm going to have to get another one. But I felt bad because he's like, oh, it's her birthday. I was like, well, are you invited? He goes, I don't know. Maybe, probably. I'm like, okay, well, normally he goes, right? So I'm like, here, just give her this. Okay, yeah, I gotta go to the bathroom. So I'm gonna pause this and play that. There's no sound on it. All right, hold on then.
Several years ago, I was able to visit Hurricane Mills, Tennessee, the home of Loretta Lynn, designing and making her a neck forget.
Am I too far ahead? Am I right in the right spot? Oops. Very poutine dog. Oh, you're lucky. Yeah, so he's gonna kill you. Fuck off there. You think that's it? Okay. Yeah, I think it's a Canadian thing. And eating everything with a fork? Wait, you don't? Oh, you have to use a fork. I don't. Oh, don't ever use your hands. I mean, I couldn't. I don't. All right, I'll be, because there is a little bit of you talking. I have to mute myself just in case, but I'll do that, and then I'm going to go run to the phone booth. Yeah, I eat soup with a spoon and my fork. These are cool. This is her house? I have to sure tell Sayla about this. Love it. Commercial, I think. Yep. And it says coal miner. No, I didn't want to stop it. I ran and got back. I ran as quick as I could and got back. Your best friend went there a few days before. This is so cool. I'm gonna start crying. This is like a huge thing for her. She grew up with all this stuff. She's been there many times, she said. Wow. She lived in the house behind the mansion. Aw. It probably I would imagine it's haunted by her ghost. Oh yeah. I don't know. I can see it. That's cool. The guitar. That's beautiful. Cool. Really? That is awesome. It is pretty. It's like a fantasy almost. It's perfect. It's like old and rustic and like yeah, I don't know, I like it. But it's got that. Wasn't she related to Dolly Parton? Like cousins or something? I don't know actually. It's got that old rustic, but yeah, you can tell there's something. That photo creeped me right out. You have to go see one.
Country music icon Loretta Lynn was buried in her family cemetery on her Hurricane Mills estate Friday morning. The private cemetery of about 100 guests took place in the town she bought in the 1960s after achieving worldwide fame with Coal Miner's Daughter. Lynn died on October the 4th at age 90. She left instructions for her funeral ceremonies, including plans for a large memorial where fans will be invited. A public memorial is being planned, family spokesperson A.B. McFarland said. The family did have a private ceremony Friday.
As soon as I seen that face, it just started turning my stomach. I'm like, bye. What does anybody know? Was she related to Dolly Parton, like cousins or something? I don't know. Hey, look. Motherfucker. A nurse killed 7 babies is on trial right now? Really? fuck am I looking for now? I do not need to see that. Oh yeah, Dolly and Rylan. Oh, they're just friends. They've been friends for decades, like 50 years. Oh, no, it says somebody asked if they're related. And it just says Dolly Parton and Loretta Lynn have been friends for decades. Yeah, she's not related to her at all. They were really close, though. That I can see. I think it's rigged, Bryson. I don't know. That was weird. How all of a sudden she went from one to being, I don't even know what she's at now. I gave up. I was just like, okay, I'm not doing this until December. You know what? Have it like a week before December. We'll all do it again because something's not right there. I don't even know if it's working. And I still can't figure out why was it Uni can't even add himself to it. Oh my god, my back is itchy, but I can't fucking feel it. It's like a numb. It was just numb on the one side, but now it's numb on the other. Oh, well, I'm getting an MRI, so I'll figure that out. Yeah, I can say that or agree with that. If you ever go, you'll see her family. I have autographs and pics of them, but they had my pic in them. Really? That is awesome. I did not know that you were a mod for her, like her page on Facebook. That is so cool. And then you got to go there. That's amazing. I think Sayla's still alive, so I can't really see anything. I'll just tell her while she's live. Make sure you check out Country Girl if you're not already, because she'd love to see that.
My son Johnny was a very.
No, she's not live. Yeah. Like Molly was like, oh, I like being on that. More traffic, you know. And then even Steve was like, yeah, vote me. Get more people to my channel. Mostly the hair. Well, she got. I don't know what this one's about. I'm like yelling at her. I keep putting like exclamation mark. I'm like, go check out Country Girl Brenda's channel. You'll love it. It's about Loretta Lynn. She's got pictures in there. It's a video. Yeah, my hair's not the very greatest either. Like this shit in the back, it's all fake. I have this little itty bitty baby bun, and the rest of it, I wish it was mine. I wish. Yeah, Molly's still there, right? Yeah, you showed me the pictures, so you are getting them, eh? What is Johnny Gosh? Gosh? I don't know how it says. And Adam Walsh have to do with each other? And Paul Benaki? Wait, Paul Benaki. What do I know that name? I don't know. I got some this fake ass hair from Amazon. It's like $15 too. I got a lot of it. I just put a little bit so it didn't look so weird. I'm mad at Nikki. Why? Because of my fake ass hairdo? It's so fake. Looks real, but it's fake. Yeah, why are you mad at me, asshole? Amazon, seriously, they're just clip-ins. Like, you just clip them in, that's all. Should I like just put this back? It's fucking driving me nuts. You know what? Why are you mad? Are you seriously mad at me? What the hell are you mad at me for? Get up here and talk about it. Try to pin this back because it's driving me crazy. I think I got it. No, what? Just make me laugh. Because I never come into your lives and I started an hour early. I'm on your no shit list. I was supposed to start at 6 with Steve. That's why I went on. And then he told me like 2 minutes too. Can we reschedule? I'm going to have a 2-hour nap. You think Jeff needs a Twinkie? And I've been going out every day because it's been nice. I have to get out of the house. I don't know. I have to get out. Something about it. So yeah, I wasn't here at 5. Nope. I even went to the dollar store. We were looking for Goosebump books for my son, and I ended up buying my own. And then there's like it looks like a birdhouse. It's probably about this big, and there's books in them. So it's like a trader thing. So whenever adults or children are done with books, they put them in there, and then other people can, take them, read them, and put them back and borrow. You know what I mean? I don't know what the hell you call that, but we went to go down there to look at it. And we're like, oh, this is just a block too far. The wind's like blowing. It was like tornado wind. And I'm like, yeah. But I said, we should really look though, just because what if there's a Goosebump book? He's like, Mom, I am so full. I'm so tired. I need to go. He goes, because I'm probably going to have to crap. And I'm like, but it's kind of right there. I'm like, yeah, it is, Wendy. Okay, fine. Let's go home. He ate chicken parm for the first time today. He was obsessed, and he's like, I hate to tell you this, Mom. He goes, but damn, this chicken's good. It's better than yours. I was like, well, it should be. It's a freaking restaurant. You love Goosebump books? I used to like them. And then I got into the Fear Street by R.L. Stine, the older ones for high school people. You spent the day selling at a flea market? Oh, I love flea markets. We have nothing around here at all. What's a Hostess fruit pie? I have never heard of that. Hostess fruit pie. Cherry's the best? What? Hostess makes fruit pies? Speaking of pie, I bought this chocolate mousse stuff that I was going to make. I just need milk in a fridge. Looked good. Looked really good. Sounds good, actually. Satan? You're what the fuck? What the hell's a pocket pie? Are they like McDonald's McDonald's pies. That I understand. Those are good. Yeah, I've never had a Hostess fruit pie. I mean, I know they got like cupcakes and stuff. Yeah, cupcakes, like chocolate. Ugh. You know, the ones that like, what's his face molested with his tongue. Did you frig a milk? What? Did you a friggin' milk? No, the fuck was I saying? Ooh, that would be lovely. Okay, I know what McDonald's and Burger King parties are. No, this moose stuff. I know, like, Hostess makes those cupcakes. I didn't know they had fruit ones. No. No, it's just moose stuff. You just need milk and a blender. You like the McDonald's strawberry? Yeah, I needed a fridge and milk to make this mousse. It's just a package. It's I don't even know what the hell it's by. I don't know. It was for $1.99. It was cheapest thing. Cheapest. Yeah, friggin' milk in a fridge. It was the cheapest thing for dessert tonight. Only I have to make it. Made peanut butter cookies the other day. All I needed was oil and water. Fuck those up. They were a little hard. It's like take about. There goes a tooth. There goes another tooth, and oh yeah, that stayed up well. They had a creme brulee. Blech, creme brulee. But I was like, yeah, it's too much for me. Ooh, a strawberry cream pie. That sounds good. I like those Danishes that are strawberry and cream cheese. Fuck no, I'm gonna get hungry. I'm already hungry. I don't want that mousse. I need to go off here. I feel like I should go over next door. Oh. What the hell? Well, Canada blows ass. I don't know why we don't. What are you thinking about? You stole my chair. You should be happy. I like banana pudding. Yeah, because I look at you, you gotta yell at me. What's wrong? Want to go to bed? Want to go to bed? Oh, I bought them catnip. I can't click it on here. I can show it, but I can't click it. Here, I'll look for one. Hostess fruit pies. Fruit pies. Why don't we have fruit pies? It's ridiculous. Mm. Terrible quality and taste. It's the first. I have never seen these. I don't know. They look gross, to be honest. Nah. Not for me. I would go to McDonald's or Burger King. Those ones are actually really, really good. Let's get your cat smashed. Fuck it, why not? Hey, Claire, want to get her? Hey, old girl. Here's the images I found. Never heard of them. Never even seen them. Like, I know the company, but I don't know why we don't have them in Canada. It's weird. The Apple one kind of looks like the McDonald's one, but then you look at this weird packaging and looks like a fucking fake Newton, and I don't like the look of it. Huh. Yet there's a Hostess comic book. No way. There's those cupcakes. Here you go, Dragon Mama. There they are. Wait, these are gold. They have fucking donuts too? Yeah, I know those things. Twinkies, ho-hos, yeah. Cupcakes. Frosted yellow cake with creamy filling. I like those, what the fuck are they called? Those pink coconut things. What are they called? I forget. Not snowballs, but they're a snowball. Yodels? Ring dings. Why doesn't Canadians have this stuff? Weird. What is that? A snow moon pie? Potatoes. We don't care about potatoes. Oh yeah, Twinkies, Cool Whip, strawberries, and banana jello. No baked Twinkie strawberry cheesecake, shortcake. Oh yeah. Okay, get out of here. Okay. I want everything now. They should be bombed. Ooh, Cinnabon. Oh yeah, they're so good. Oh, cheesecake's my absolute favorite. I love making the blueberry cheesecake. It's probably my favorite. Probably because they're made of the worst ingredients possible. They're cheap, eh? Yeah, those are the pies. Didn't know they had like golden cupcakes. You need to go. Your husband wants to do something. Does he want to do the chicka chicka bow bow? All you cats are lazy tonight. But yet 3 o'clock in the morning comes and we'll get the Zooms. Yeah, I feel like I'm starving now. Yeah, I seen something to do with bacon and potatoes in there. I'm like, okay, I'm out because I'm gonna yeah, I'm gonna start cooking. Not starving or anything. It's so quiet. It's weird. Now I like it that way, knock on wood. My ear's really bugging me again today. But it is right, yes. I talked to the doctor at to get when I got my ears checked and everything, like tested and whatnot. And she said it's the what TMJ. She says that is what it is. I do have a mouth guard, but my teeth like spaced out apparently a lot, so it hurts to wear it. So much pressure on the front. So I'm just gonna keep trying to wear it every day, just even 20 minutes. Ooh, that sounds delicious. I fucking hate disappearing messages. I don't like them. I hate that. If you don't get it in like what 5 seconds, they're gone. Yeah, and it's oh my god, it hurts so bad right in here. Like, oh, she would right there. Yeah, it doesn't feel right. Yeah, I get headaches all the time, and then like my jaw's like, oh, I just want to smash it. The only tomato soup I like is Heinz tomato soup because I can add a whole can of milk and it doesn't curdle or anything. I never knew TMJ could mess with your ears too. Yeah, because that's what I said. I'm like, what? I'm like, yeah, I do have that that jaw thing. And then she's like, yeah. Nobody will cook for you? That sucks. Tell Brian to get the fuck up now. And he's cooking. No microwave. No takeout. Ugh, You want homemade garlic bread with cheese and bacon and spaghetti. No, fettuccine Alfredo with chicken. Yeah, it is painful. It's like every day. So I gotta wear this. I need to start wearing this mouth guard. I wore it for like 10 minutes. Oh, it hurts because my teeth moved. Yeah, there's nothing for it. A mouth guard? Yeah, okay. That and a lot of medication. I'm taking a lot of medication. Like a lot of medicine for pain just because when I eat, it hurts. After I eat, it hurts. Talking, yapping apparently hurts. It's been bugging me a lot today. Yeah, Nicole, it's hurting. Need some Advil. I'm the only one that cooks in my house too. Well, like my son will make soup and stuff for himself and toast for himself and cereal. And all right, you guys have a good night. I don't know. Yeah. Melanie, yeah. No, I got to pay for it. The last time I paid for one, which was what, last year, it was $40. I think I need a new one because this one is just, that's what she said. She's like, you probably should get a new one. I'm like, well, I can wear this one. And she's like, if it's that painful, don't. And it does hurt a lot. It's so tight. And then when I take it off, I slept with it on all night. Oh my God. For the next 3 days, it was nothing but throbbing pain on my front teeth. So I was like, okay, I can't do that again. I need to wear it at night to get it to go away again because it did stop. Yeah, I'm a chewer too, a grinder and everything else. I guess that's what this is. It's all unaligned. And I still have fluid on this fucking ear. So it's like every time I need to pop them, like I feel like I need to right now. I don't know. I just want to get these ears fixed. Yeah, you guys have a good night. Make sure my kid, I guess my kid's stuffing his face again. I just got sent a photo. Guys, have a fun one. All right, you guys have a good night. I'm gonna watch something funny. Mrs. Brown's Boys, it is. That's what I'm thinking. For that, food. All right, you guys have a good night. I'll probably be back tomorrow sometime with what? I don't know. I'll figure out something. Bye, guys.